this is what I am, this is who I am, you know, from the years when I was playing and years now after my career. And that's it, trying to do the best what I can and the best what I could with the players and try to help him develop in their career as well now, you know.
Yeah. And you have this spirit of like, there's no end goal for you, right? So there's always like, you always have this need to further expand your knowledge in football.
That's
so
right, yeah, that's true. I mean, but that's how it is. The life is like that, you know. They're forcing you to learn. They're forcing you to day by day learning. If you want to be better, if you want to stay and catch up with the technology and with all these things, what is happening in your life, you need to learn. You need to go to the seminars. You need to educate yourself. You need to work on yourself in day by day routine. You know.
Would you say that each decision from a professional coach that they make the right decision when they're evaluating the performance and
the players.
putting them on the bench? Is it always like rightful to do it or not?
That's always the question mark on that, you know. So it's always going to be like that. You would think that the coach sometimes will protect the players who they are not playing well or they are not performing, and then you think some of the players they think it's unfair for them because they think they could play better.
Yeah.
But you know that's the coach's decision. You
Yeah.
know? That's the club's decision in a way as well. And then you can't do much, you know. You just need to work harder and just be better and show yourself day by day in a week of training session that you are better than the rest of the boys and then you deserve to play. And obviously the things will change for you
And were
in time.
Yeah. And were you ever in that situation?
Well,
That someone, you know, a coach put you on a bench and that you suspended you.
There was sometimes when I get out of the injury and I didn't play for some period of time. So say, for example, a month or 2 months or 3 months time when I was injured, you know. And obviously you need to accept that you need to get back, you know, slowly get in, you know. So yeah, but as I said, in my career, there wasn't that many times that I was on the bench just because of not performing, you know. The hardest time for me that it was in Belgium, you know. I played one of the smallest club and we start losing the games and I was too nervous because, you know, I could not win anything at all, you know.
For how long?
Sorry?
For how long? Do you remember for how long was that period of not winning, of losing?
For 12 weeks.
12 weeks. And that was
so
a
12
lot,
games,
right?
So it could be 12 games or 13, 14 games, you know. And then I was really nervous. And then I was, during the 1 or 2 games, you know, I got the red cards and I was suspended for the 6 games. And obviously after that 6 games, when you away and you're not playing, you know, and you're suspended, you know, you can't do much. You're just watching your team and your team is just still losing the games, you know. And when you get back, you need to accept that the coach, in meantime, the coach was changed, got sacked. My coach got sacked and the assistant coach took over, you know, and all of a sudden you realize that he doesn't care who I am anymore, you know.
Yeah.
He wants me to run, to fight, and to...
Like you were in the game for the entire time.
And I wasn't the player like that. I was the player who can make things happen inside of the game, you know? So obviously I was running and fighting, but I'm just saying I was a different player who, in that position, you know, he was probably wanted to have someone else, not me, at that team, you know? So there was only the Belgium when I had that hard time of not playing. And after a while, obviously, I was playing from the start. And after that, after these 2 red cards and 6 games of suspended, I had a hard time. Yeah, that's right, you know. But we were losing, so in a way, you know, even if I was playing, you know, I couldn't probably change that, you know.
Yeah, because it was the effort of the entire team.
It was the effort of all the team, but in the end, I wasn't really good in Belgium, and I was not really playing well. So if I look at and analyze myself, and if I compare the years before and that year, yeah, I wasn't the same player.
Have you?
I was already on 30 years of age. I was going to 30 to 31. So at that time, that's the period where you're probably finishing your career or you have one or 2 years more. That's it. But still, it wasn't acceptable. Yeah, I was bad. Yeah, I wasn't right.
And would you say that maybe like other circumstances made you perform less? So would you say that you didn't fit in with the team entirely, that the environment didn't suit you?
Something happened before because I was supposed to sign, or actually I signed a contract with one of the biggest team in Belgium at that time.
Okay.
But 2 days before I was going to travel in Belgium and do the medical. And if I pass the medical, the contract will be official. So something happened. I don't know what's happened. The president pull out and say, "Listen, we're just gonna rip the contract, and we cannot accept that you're gonna come." And they apologize, the agent and all of them, And all of a sudden they say, "Well, we'll find him in 2 days' time. We'll find him with the other club in Belgium."
Okay.
And yeah, they done that, but that was not the same club, This club was really small,
Yeah.
in perspective of the Belgium league. Again, and if I compare to that club who I signed the contract, So I signed a really lucrative, great contract, And I said, all right, I will accept it if you accept what they offer me. And they said, no problem, So that's why I went to Belgium. That's why I went to go from Australia, go back to Europe. So, but when I get there, and just before I was to sign the contract, inside of that board meeting, I was with the president and the sports director and the coach. And they said, listen, sorry, we want you, but we cannot give you that sort of money, So we could buy then Maradona, they said to me, for that sort of money, And then I said, all right, fair enough. Just tell me what you offer me. And when they say that, I said, sorry, I'm going back to Australia. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I read the club that night and I said, listen, I'm sorry, I'm going back. And then the president of the club in Australia, he said to me, come on, Kresh, you just said to us that you want to go back to Europe. You always want to go back to Europe.
Yeah.
Just go back to Europe, stay there for a year, and then you're going to go somewhere else. We know that. Yeah. So, he was like a gambling, and I love to gamble all the time. In my life, I was like to gamble. So I was saying, fuck, all right, I'll sleep over the night, and in the morning, I'll decide what I'm going to do. And then, I said, all right, fair enough. Yeah, he's right, maybe, I want to go back to Europe. I'm going to be in Europe. All right, I'll make my name in Europe. That's about it.
Okay.
But then I realized after a month or two that
that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And
but you stick to it, even though.
Yeah, I did. But,
It, let's say that it immediately motivated you, right? Firstly, for expecting to enter this huge club, right? And then needing to settle down to a small club as that one, right? So let's say that you didn't have much of a motivation to perform better. That's why you were disappointed with your performance, right?
I was really trying, I was really trying. And I was playing these 12, 13 games in a row before the red cards. And the coach and everybody inside of the club, they were happy. They said, no, you're right, you're fine. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm not the same player.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not.
You were better before.
Yeah, that's right. And if I cannot change the game, if I cannot win the game with me, and if I'm not gonna play and perform well, you're not gonna win it, and we're not gonna win it. And I'm not happy. I'm not playing well. Even though I was running and I was doing and I was trying to help the team in defensively, obviously, But in attacking wise, I wasn't there. I wasn't the same player.
Yeah.
I
get it.
So, was I nervous? Yeah, I was. I got hiccups for 3 days. You were really small, and during the game, I think during the one game, I don't know what was it, that game, maybe after 7 rounds or something like that, we were just losing and losing. And then inside of the game, I started to just getting the hiccups. So I said,
So
all right.
in the middle of the game?
In the middle of the game.
Oh my
that's
God.
right.
Okay.
I was getting hiccups. All right. So the game finished, still hiccups. They go. So went home, hiccups. All the night, hiccups. I couldn't sleep. So in the morning, it's still hiccups. Oh, and I was annoyed. I was just going, come on, what's happening?
Yeah.
So I rang the club's doctor and I said, listen, doctor, something is wrong. I can't stop hiccups. And he started laughing, First, he goes, all right, just come to see you, just come by, So I went over there and he goes, well, it's unusual. He goes, let's check up. So they done all the checkup of my body and everything, and the doctor say, everything is fine. You're right. And I go, I'm not all right. Every 30 seconds, I just go,
Yeah. And it started to hurt at this point.
Yeah, of course, it's starting to hurt. It's everything. Your throat and everything is just starting to hurt. Your chest, everything is
Terrible.
like, wow, it's terrible. And I was annoying to anyone, I was annoying to your mom and to everyone, And I go, oh my God, what am I going to do, And then all of a sudden, doctors say, listen, you might have a nervous breakdown. You might have that.
Yeah.
So I went back to the club and talked to the coach and talked to everyone inside of the club, And they said, what are we going to do? And, well, they say to me, listen, the best way is to go somewhere for 2-3 days on holiday. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking, well, where am I going to go?
Yeah.
Where am I going to go for 2-3 days on a holiday? I mean, And I go, oh, maybe I can go back to Croatia. So I went in the car, I put all of you, whole family in the car, and we traveled to the Croatia. And I was having the hiccups during the trip. As soon as I passed the borders, because that was the borders before, as soon as I passed the borders, hiccups stops. When I went into the Croatia, it's just amazing. It's just unreal. It's just unreal.
Yeah.
So I stopped hiccups and I go, fuck, there's no hiccups anymore.
Wait, that was after how many days?
2 days.
2 days,
2 days
straight.
Yeah. 2 days. After 2 days, we went back to Croatia.
Okay, and you didn't stop.
No, I didn't stop at all.
The hiccups didn't stop.
No, I
also
didn't stop.
throughout the night.
No, during the night.
Did you sleep?
No, couldn't.
Yeah,
because it goes,
yeah.
all the time. So I was really, really in a bad shape. And then when we passed the borders, hiccups stopped, and I was not happy straight away. I just say, well, wait, because I was scared to hiccups come back, So I said, just wait, Yeah. We'll go home, we'll see what's going to happen, And they went. I was all right. 2 days passed, I was all right. And third day, there was no hiccups. So I rang the club. I said, hiccups stop, and I'm all right. And they say to me straight away, that was like Thursday or Friday, they say to me, Kresh, get in a car, come back, because you're going to play on Saturday. I go, fuck. Okay. Drive all the way. Yeah.
And so you returned, and straight away you went to a
football
football
and
match?
I played the game, And I played the game. And we lost, we lost the game, That's right. We lost the game, Yeah,
but at least you had a emergency vacation, and you needed it. Obviously.
I mean, in the end, they decide well with me, because the hiccup stops. I was all right then after that.
Yeah. Do you think that also nowadays the pressure is the same?
It's always the pressure.
Yeah.
And
this hasn't changed at all, right?
In sports persons and athletes, there always is a pressure, because expectation, your own expectation, the club's expectation, the supporters' expectations.
Yeah.
Everyone's putting their pressure on you. If you don't perform well, they're gonna be on your head.
Yeah.
And
even if you performed,
even if when you're performing well and the club's winning and the team's winning and everything is fine, then it's a happy time.
Yeah.
How long it's gonna last just depends on which club you are at this moment. If you're in one of the top clubs in the countries, you'll be okay with that. But if you're not, well, you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah.
It's like a lollipop. You're just gonna win, then you're gonna lose, then you're gonna win, then you're gonna lose, then you draw, and that's that's reality, you know. Big
Yeah.
clubs, big names, big players, smaller clubs, small names, small players. Even though I don't accept that, I think that in a small clubs you have a really great players and the players who can perform well. Why they are there? Well, we can talk about that, you know.
Well, let's talk a bit more about that. I really want to know, like, your perspective on this. Do you think that luck is a major element for having a big name in,
What is it? Sorry.
like, luck? Is it a big element?
Luck.
Luck, yeah.
Yeah,
having
always.
luck, having connections.
Yeah, having
in,
a luck, of course. Yeah. I
like
mean, it's-
nowadays, is it enough to have a really good talent and good skills to become a professional player, or there is this element of luck that is needed?
always, even though you are talented, very talented, you need a bit of luck or more luck than your talent.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the talent is just a one element who can help you, and you can see that this player is different than the rest of the players. But during the time, if you don't shape your talent, and if you don't work on your talent, and if you don't improve your talent, you will always be just a talented players, nothing else, and you're not going to achieve anything at all. You know, so even the talented players need to work. They need to accept. They need to change some way of playing. And then, obviously, this talent will always be above of the rest of the players, and we will always see that, you know. And then you can make a difference during the game.
Can you detect that talent straight on?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can see the talent from 5, 6, 7 years of age.
And how do you recognize
Even 5,
it?
6, 7. You know, you can see that someone
like
is
a natural ability.
so
to
natural
the,
ability for the
to-
game, natural ability for the ball. Someone has a great touch already. You know, someone can knock the ball or run with the ball really so nicely, so in some nice mood. You know.
Yeah.
And you can see the difference, and you can see when he's controlling, when he's moving, when he's passing, that he is different than the rest of the boys, you know. And then you can see that talent, you know, and then you can see how much he enjoying that. You can see when you're coaching that sort of the talented players that nothing is hard for him.
He has that spark.
He just like
he's
his sparking
ignited.
eyes.
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
go. He just want to learn. He just want to move. He just want to
Yeah.
score the goal. He just want to pass. He just want to run. He
Yeah.
just want to dribble.
Yeah.
That's the talented players, you know. For the
Yeah.
rest, we always need to push the rest of the players. We need to ask them to move. We need to show them to move, how to take the ball, how to knock the ball. So, yeah, you can see the talented players straight away. But that doesn't mean that these talented players going to succeed. That doesn't mean at all.
Yeah.
No, doesn't mean nothing. It's a great advantage,
Yeah.
but doesn't mean that you're going to succeed.
From your experience of coaching so many young players, would you say that you've saw more talented players that pursued a professional career, or more like disciplined players that learned the skills needed?
Ways. No. The talented players didn't succeed as many as they could.
What happened? What do you think that happened that
Well, it's a lot
shifted
of
their path?
It's a life itself, you know. Some of them they have great families, the bad families. Some of them they have they're getting into that puberty in that age when there's something else. It's really happening around them, and they want to
Women.
be interesting. They want to be interesting in some other
Clubs.
things. Yeah, clubs, going
smoking,
out, drinking,
drinking.
smoking. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, these things take you away from the field.
Yeah.
And if you're not concentrated, if you're not focused on the field, if you're not focused of your development and improving yourself, well, then you need to have a luck to still succeed.
Yeah.
Then you need to have a luck.
Yeah.
So some of them, they had the luck, you know.
And still succeeded.
With even that type of living, you know.
Yeah.
And they still succeed. Some of
Yeah.
them, they didn't, you know.
Yeah.
There are more that didn't than they have, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's right. I mean, but I saw a lot of not talented. I think that all the kids are talented.
Yeah,
they have
that,
something
like,
to
they-
talent. They have something, you know.
Yeah.
Someone is really patient and he can wait and he can work. So it's a great thing, you know.
Yeah.
Some of that, they are very focused
brink.
and concentrate on what they do, how they want to learn things, you know. Some of them, they are really dedicated to that, you know. They don't want to go out. They want to go really at the proper time to sleep. They want to have a rest, you know. They don't want to go out with the friends and hanging and walking and joking. They will be at home and resting, you know.
Yeah. And dedicated to their
They're
routine.
dedicating to achieve
yeah,
something,
yeah,
of
yeah,
course,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And then this is help you, especially in a long period of time. It's going to help you. It will make a difference.
So when would you say that is crucial for a young footballer to start making all of these sacrifices, to dedicate practically his life to football?
Well, it's all goes individually. I mean, in general ways, we can say when the puberty came, or just before puberty, or when the puberty finished. But when the puberty is finished, for some of us, the puberty is always in, you know. So for some of us,
It never goes away.
Never goes away. So we can be even 50, 60 years of age and we're still in puberty. You know, I mean, it's just like, you know, that's normal, you know, for the men's, you know.
Yeah.
But to be fair and to be precise, it's on an individual base. You know, you can't say. I mean, you know, when it's the time when you need to really focus on the things, and I think
it's a drive, right? It's something that. When did you decide? Let's say. Was it conscious? Was it unconscious?
I don't know. It was just unconscious, you know.
Yeah.
I don't, you know.
You
when I was a young kid,
every
I
day
never really,
football and that's
I mean,
it.
when I was a young kid, obviously, you know, I wanted to play for Dinamo Zagreb because I was in Dinamo, you know, as a kid, you know, I wanted to play, you know, for the first team, and obviously that was my drive.
Yeah.
And,
to accomplish that, to enter the team.
To accomplish that, you know, to be there, you know,
and you did, right?
But. No, I never played for the A team. I played for the B team, Dinamo, you know, as a young player. But obviously, I didn't accomplish my dream, you know, to play for the A team. But I don't know if I was thinking about that. I didn't. I was just thinking to play. I didn't even think that I'm going to play professionally. I was just thinking to play.
So you never even imagined...
If someone was paying me for that, it's great. But
whatever the money would be.
I wasn't doing that for the money, you know? I wasn't, not at all, you know?
Yeah.
That was in my genes, you know?
Yeah.
I remember I was 2-3 years of age, you know, and I was just knocking the ball, running with the ball and kicking the ball.
Yeah.
So no one really...
Introduced
me to that ball.
Yeah. You didn't have a role model,
you need to
right?
have that ball and you need to do some things with the ball. No. It was just like things happen naturally.
Yeah.
So that's about it. And after that, it just came, you know, it just,
So the ball chose you, in a sense. You didn't choose football.
No,
it chose
I didn't.
you.
No, I didn't.
In a way.
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah.
It was there. As soon as I
from
started
the
walking
beginning.
or running a bit, you know, it was there. The ball was there.
Yeah.
How was the ball was there? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, none of them in my family was sports person or doing something. So I don't know. You know, so really. And another thing is, you know, when I was born, you know, at the birth, you know, the doctor said to my mom, you know, he's gonna play football tomorrow, you know. So because I was a big boy, and my mom was small, so I was a really big boy, huge boy.
Yeah.
And then he was really small.
He predicted it.
And then he said, yeah, that's right. And then he said, tomorrow, don't worry, he's going to play football. And after almost 55 years, now I'm going to be 55, you know, I'm still involved with the ball.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
Yeah. Well, and I'm really glad that you are. That you have a passion that is still driving you to this day. Yeah,
that's right. It's still driving me. I still love to watch the games, even though I would love to play.
Yeah.
And I stopped playing 2 years ago because of my injuries and everything. I mean, you know, I could not risk myself because I'm working with the players. I need to show the
Yeah.
players sometimes how to move, how to play, some shooting practice and this and that. And then all of a sudden, if I'm not able to work with the player and to help him, well,
Yeah.
so that's why I stopped playing, the games what I really love.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I would love to pay to someone so I can play now.
Yeah. Just
So
have that
they used to
experience again.
they used to pay me for the playing.
Yeah.
Now, if I can, I will pay the money just to be on the field and play.
But also with not having the consequences that you have.
Yeah, of
with
course.
your-
I mean, that's right.
your
I mean,
knees.
but I
Yeah.
cannot risk that.
Yeah. So would you say that it's the
If I can handle for another 30, 40 years, I'll be all right then.
if you could extend your youth and your vitality?
I mean, until I be
Yeah.
100 years of age, I think I could then
Yeah.
say, yeah, it's fair enough. It's enough.
It's enough.
It's enough.
Yeah.
Now I think it's enough. Yeah.
But I think that for every professional athlete, that it comes to the point where it's like you can't get enough of it because it's your passion, it's your drive, and it's something that you love doing. And it's, as you said, like from the very beginnings, you weren't doing it for money. You weren't thinking that you would go
Yeah, but
that big.
we are
and-
not the same. There's a lot of us are different, Some of my teammates, they just stop playing and they don't want to be on the field. They don't even like to watch the
Yeah.
games. They are not interested in that anymore, They just went away from the field, from that game,
How come?
Well,
Like-
it's happened. We're all different.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's,
Yeah.
things
they-
happen in life,
Yeah.
So
That drove them
maybe
to another direction.
Maybe they were just mad because of all these circumstances, what is happening in football,
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe they're just mad because they are not involved enough or they could not say something
Yeah.
and they can help or change things.
Yeah. And it's really hard to stay a big name, right? In the football industry. So, I mean,
It's really hard these days to stay in the football industry. It's very, really hard because you need to be surrounded with lots of people who know things,
power and
who they have a
connections.
power,
Yeah.
who they have connections, who they can help you to stay.
yeah.
And it's really hard to stay in this industry. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really hard. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's no wonder that people, I mean, that your colleagues as well. I mean, I assume that also you like get this, from time to time would get this resentment feeling, right? That, that you sacrifice so much, right?
It's always
too?
there. It's always there because since I stopped playing career, I was working for myself on my own. So I wasn't connected to the clubs, I didn't have any clubs to help me, So I have to mention, some sponsors like Nike, who helped me in my career, when I was finishing and when I opened my academy. They really helped me because they were my personal sponsor when I was playing. And they really helped me. They helped me with the equipment. They helped me with a lot of things, They promote me as well in a way. And yes, I mean, I have that opportunity to someone like that from my start when I was starting my academy, they helped me. Someone was helped me. There were some people as well who they helped me. There was one Italian boy. He was like, the owner of one of the restaurants in Sydney.
Yeah.
And this is how the whole story came. I mean, we were sitting having lunch and I was then turned 32, finished. I just announced on the television that I'm not gonna play anymore. That's it. My career is finished. And all of them, that was just surprised, because probably I could play another year or two. Could be, I don't know. I'm just saying,
But why did you?
Well, I just stopped. I don't know. I mean, I had some injuries,
Okay.
I had some problems, but it wasn't like that I should stop. I mean, but I don't know. I didn't feel well. I didn't feel nice. I didn't enjoy myself for the last 3-4 months. And I was always someone who will come forward with the words. Who will just, I had a big temper.
Yeah.
So I was always
cost
like,
you.
Yeah, you didn't have to ask me. I will tell you straight away, you know?
Yeah.
So I was
Whether
just
you
saying,
like it or
yeah,
not.
you like it or not, I will tell you straight away. And then,
Yeah.
you know, all of a sudden I said, nah, I'm not going to, that's it. Let's finish.
Yeah.
So I couldn't pull my words back after 6 months, you know?
Impulsiveness that you had.
And
Yeah.
I was not doing anything for 6 months, you know? And it was hard. As I was sitting and having
Mentally,
a lunch with the owner of that restaurant, you know, Italian bloke, you know, Claudio, it's called, name is Claudio, you know, and Claudio was saying to me, well, would you like to, or would you be able to work with my 2 sons, you know? The one was 7 and 9 or something like that, and 11. And I go, why not? And he goes, come on, try, you know, let's try work with them, you know? And so I was, you know, start working with these 2 brothers, you know, and after a couple of months, he just, when we, you know, obviously we were just friends and hanging up, and, you know, when we talk, and then he said to me, listen, my 2 sons, they are getting better and better. He goes, why don't you do that? He goes, you have a great name in Australia, you make your name here, just open the academy.
And that's how.
That's how it's all started, and then he gave me some thoughts, and then I go, yeah, I could do that. And in 24 hours, I was open the academies, and I done all the paperwork, what they need to be done, you know, and then all of a sudden, let's go, let's work.
Yeah. And you got the drive back.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I got that drive back, and
Yeah.
you know, I was having, you know, it was really nice to me to be back on the field and doing something. Obviously, I wasn't that great coach, even though I was thinking I know everything. But come on, you know, I didn't know not 20% of what I know now, you know.
Of course, but I think it's always that
And-
story. Like
yeah,
you always
it
look
is.
back
I mean,
and you don't know
yeah,
as much as you know.
I'm just saying, it's just before my academy, you know, when I finished my career, I didn't say that, you know, I was just mention that as well, you know. I got the opportunity to be a coach, head coach of the one of the first division clubs in a league, and they invite me to have an interview and all these things, and they say we want you to be a head coach and taking over the team, and we'll give you the contract on 2 years, and we'll give you that sort of the money, and that's about it. You can start, you know, the other career. And I said, all right, fair enough. But I said to myself, listen, I said to them as well, and even in myself, in my head, I said to them, listen, what's going to happen if in 5-6 games I won't have results and you're going to sack me? What then? It's my responsibility.
Yeah.
Well, they say, yeah, you're right. And then I said, all right, but then I want double of this contract. I want 6 players to bring, then I'll do it. And they go, come on, we can't do it. We can't, we don't have that sort of the money. You know, we are not able, even though if we wanted to, we don't have it. But have a look at this way, they go, how many players, when they finish their career, have the opportunity to coach straight away? Top clubs.
Yeah.
I said, not many. I'm grateful for that. But if I want to do this job, if I want to take this job, if I want to have the responsibility for the results and for everything, then I want 6 players and I want that sort of the money.
Okay.
That's about it.
And
obviously they say, yeah, sorry, we can't do it. I said, all right, fair enough. Go back to Sydney.
Okay.
There was the club from Melbourne. I don't want to mention that name of the club. And there was a club in Melbourne. So I went on the plane, go back to Sydney, and that's about it. You know, that's why I didn't go to the big stage, you know. So I stay on the lower stage, you know.
okay.
So, I opened the academy and in a 6 months' time, I had 100 kids on 3 different places in Sydney, because Sydney is really big, it's huge. So I couldn't have one field, because for some of the parents, that will take 2.5 hours to get to that field, to have a session, go back, it will be 5-6 hours, you know, they're away
too
from
much.
home.
Yeah.
So I just opened on the 3 different areas, and different days, different areas. Yeah, and I was enjoying really, but it was fun, because I had that car. I put all the equipment in the car, the goals, the balls, the cones, then everything, So went to the field, pull everything out, set up the fields, have session.
And you were the only coach?
Sorry?
You were the only coach?
Yeah,
You
at
didn't
that
have any
moment I was the only
assistant?
coach. I was the
Okay.
only coach,
Yeah,
I was the only coach. I had maybe for that session, say Monday, had 5-6 players on that session, Tuesday 10 players, and it was like that, So I didn't need to have more coaches or someone like that. But when I came back to Croatia and when I start doing the academies here in Croatia in 2004, then I need to employ the coaches, and I start with one coach. And
But
then,
you also expanded, the club expanded. You had a lot of young players in the club, right?
when in Australia?
In Croatia, when you came back, when you started.
No,
in
when I
Croatia.
came back, I was, obviously that there was some circumstances where because I stayed and I just closed my academy in Australia. But that's the personal life that's happened. Okay, and then when I opened the academy or reopened my academy from Australia here, then I employed one coach, and then after a while there was a second coach, third coach, and then I ended up with 5 coaches with myself, working for almost 13 years to have academy in Croatia.
And you had over 1,700 young players that went through the academy, right?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say really exactly the number. I mean,
Approximately.
on a monthly base, there was like 120 kids. Most of them I remember.
Yeah.
Like probably 99% I remember when I saw them somewhere after a year or two. I remember the names. I remember everything. Even though they didn't be in academy anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's right.
I bet that you left a big mark on all of them as well.
Well, I don't know.
You're pretty loud on your training sessions, so I think that
really
everyone
loud.
would.
So, I was really loud. That I was hard, and I was
Yeah,
just like,
you're hard.
That's right. And some of them they like that, some of them don't. Obviously.
But it toughened them up.
But I think that they saw that I have a good heart.
Yeah.
I think they saw that. That's why
they
they were just probably they were saying, don't worry, he just screams. Don't worry, doesn't care.
Yeah.
Who cares?
He means well.
Yeah, he means well. He wants to good to us.
Yeah.
So I reckon they recognize that.
Because you really do stress out.
Yeah, I did. I did. I will
Also
tell you,
today, you stress out over.
I will tell you honestly, when I had the academy, and obviously when I had academy, I was still working individually with some players, professional players, some players who just wanted to improve one-on-one or, in a small groups. I was still doing that, with the academy, preparing, programming, what we're going to do for that day, for the week, and this and that. So I was doing everything, okay? And if you have 5, 6, 7 sessions a day with different age group, with it's just like you're like a sponge. Someone like squeeze you,
Yeah.
And I remember always, when I finished that day, every day when I finish, and my coaches go, "Wow, I'm gonna go home." This one goes home, and I go, "I'm not gonna go home. I need to go somewhere else." They go, "How come?" I said, "I need to go to the cafe bar or somewhere, just sit somewhere, to don't see anyone else, and just have a bit of 1 or 2 glasses of wine,
Of course, wine.
and just enjoy." Because if I get home
That was
now, because if I can get home straight away, and I'm still
drained and
pumped and this and that, and maybe not happy with some things, how these things work that day, or how the kids were that day behaving and handling and everything, I can't. Well, what are gonna do? They will see me, and you will see me, everyone will see me, and they go, "Dad, come out." So I'm for
and we will
nothing,
also absorb the energy that it might be pretty heavy and negative that you
That's
wanted
right.
to.
You want to
yeah.
see me happy when I get home, not
Yeah.
not like drained, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's true.
So that was your escape. The
Yeah, that was
cafe.
my escape. I escaped. Yeah. I was always.
The cafe.
To be fair, I was always escaping.
Yeah, you were.
You know, even
Were
when
you-
I was a professional player,
I know,
was just
I know.
like,
I lived with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, when we finish the game, you know, and then we need to see the sponsors. We need to go to this on grandstand when all the sponsors inside of the offices or whatever, you know, at the restaurants, and then we need to hang up with that for another half an hour or hour, or we can see some supporters to sign some autograms and this and that. And that was like another hour or something that we need to do it, you know. That's normal. At some clubs we didn't have to, but some of them they ask us to do it, you know. Some of them they ask us to come and just stay for another hour or something, you know. But then after that,
You would still go.
yeah, I was just like, you know.
Where's the after?
Not only me, maybe there was some my
course,
teammates as well, you know.
Your best
and then
friends.
we were just like this, just looking at each other. We go,
Where's
"Are we
next?
Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Come on, let's go. Come on." And then we go. We didn't think about going home, you know.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna go home, but not now.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Then we went to some clubs, and then we went to somewhere else, and then and
the night turned into the day.
The night goes, the morning almost came, and then we are home.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, that is the
not the
life.
nicest things to say, but
It's the reality.
That was my life.
But it's a reality from my perspective for a majority of soccer professionals, right? Especially young professionals.
Well.
I mean, there are certain exceptions of players that go home to their family, but most of them they need to escape.
Yeah, we want to
right?
go home to our families as well, but later, a bit later, not now.
10 hours later.
Well, sometimes we'll come earlier, 8 hours after that. So I mean, you can't say we were that late. We weren't. You know, I mean, just a couple hours after that. Yeah, it's sin. You know, who cares? You know, but it's not. Obviously, it's not.
Let's keep it real. Like, is that sustainable? Like, was that sustainable for you, for your private life, and for also your teammates? Like sustainable for keeping that family life?
He was not fair.
Yeah.
It was not fair. He wasn't. I wasn't right, and I have my teammates who just went home, and I was happy for them, but
you couldn't.
I couldn't just. I mean, I didn't do it week by week. Just to be fair, you know, but. More than more time I went away than or stay away somewhere for a couple hours instead of going back straight away after the game, you know.
Yeah.
Because you know the older game after when I finish every game, the older game goes back to my mind.
Yeah.
When I finish the game, and I need to process that.
Yeah. No, I
so
understand.
When you're processing this.
Yeah.
You don't want to be home.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Because at home, you want to rest, you want to be with your family, or you want to hang out, you want to talk, you want to do some things with your family, you know. Yeah. And if you go straight home and your game is still in your head, even if you are with your family, you are not there.
Yeah,
you're on the field still.
Yeah.
Because the thing is going, why you didn't do that? Could you shoot better? Could you score a goal? Could you do this? Could you do that? Wow, you know.
So it's better not to be.
It's just, I mean,
somewhere and not present there.
To me, I was like, for me, it was better to be somewhere else.
Yeah, to separate yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
it was expected from you to be everywhere and not to be home.
Yeah,
so it was hard for you to balance it out, also.
Yeah, we could say that.
Yeah. But you also wanted to. I think that the major.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
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 Poor you.
Yeah.
Poor dad.
All of them, they were accepted that I'm gonna need to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Till 4 in the morning. Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
right. No,
yeah.
it's true. You know? Yeah. No. But I can't.
I mean, in your defense, you really never expected to be as big as you were, right? You never expected that you would follow that lifestyle would catch you.
Listen, even in that time when I won award, I wasn't really. I don't know if I was the big. I don't know.
I just think that that's some of your
I
just
don't
limited.
know. I don't know. I never thought that I'm really that big or
Because
whatever.
you have that mindset that you always need to be bigger and better.
I never thought that I'm that sort of, that even though my name is really,
known, yeah.
yeah, well known in Australia, and even to be fair, even now, when someone see me, and didn't see me for 20, 30 years, and remember me when I was a young kid, when I was at Dinamo,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know that people, that so many people went through, my life, and I can't remember everything. Especially, I can't remember someone who's 30, 40 years ago,
You're not that young anymore.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. And then, some of that, they were just like the other day, I was just sitting in a restaurant, and there's some writer came, he was like, he was sitting at the next table, and he goes, "How are you talented? How are you as a player? You were just like better than anyone." Go,
Who are you?
"Who are you?"
Thanks, but
Come on.
What?
And then he introduced himself, and he said, we start chatting, talking, and I go, "Fuck, he knows a lot about me,
Yeah.
But as I said, that's people who they were here.
Yeah.
So where I didn't make my
A
name.
name that known. Yeah.
So imagine how was it over there if
Yeah,
I
I know.
lived there, if I'm still there,
Yeah.
or if I would be able to bring my knowledge and everything now and help the players
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
because I did change. I did change a lot, even if in my personal life, I'm different now. Obviously, it comes with the age.
Of course. And you're out of puberty now.
Yeah,
For the past 7 years,
I would love
you're-
to stay in that. I would love to stay a bit of that. So to have still have a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, and I'm totally different. Every 5 years, I reckon, I'm changing, and I still want to change. To be fair, I still want to be better. I still want to be better as a coach, as a person, as a dad, as a friend.
That's how it should be.
Well, that's
The desire
that's who I am. I'm not saying that I can do that, or I'm just
course,
doing
I know.
that day by day.
We're
But
only
I'm
human.
trying. I just want to try, and I just want to do it. I just want to. I don't know how long it's gonna take me, or how long I have enough. How long the life's gonna be for me for another 10 years, 12 years, or maybe more, maybe less. But I want people who are around me to be happy with me, and to see the people around me be happy as well, and then we can have a great time,
Yeah.
no matter cost. This is what I am.
And you really have your ways of doing that.
Yeah, well,
You do. You do.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Trying. Yeah,
I can confirm that to everyone.
yeah, thanks. Well, I'm trying. Yeah.
So can you tell me also, how do you, so you work on an individual basis now with professional players. And could you give me more insights on how do you prepare them for a high pressure match? Like, what do you advise them to do before the match? What do you advise them not to do?
It's a different type of work, You can take a player and just taking care of his career and work with him on a weekly basis or day by day routine in a sense of advising and talking to him and analyzing the things when he's playing. analyzing the sessions and give him extra work to do for himself to improve situations inside of the games where on position where he's playing. But there's another thing is where someone was hiring me to just do the individual work and just to do on some technique, on some some skills, or doing or physical things, or helping him inside of the game to become a bit better, or they just need to have extra work, or they're in a pre-season or just before the pre-season when they start with the clubs, they need to have someone who can, have them for few sessions, 5 sessions, 10 sessions, just to prepare them to work with the ball and be okay when they start the season with or pre-season with the club. It's a different type of the work, So the best work is always when you work on the individual base with the player, when you know everything about the player, when you know his style of living, when you know the club where he's playing, when you know, and when you have information inside of the club, of the head coach, of the sports director, of someone who is involved more than the others, okay? When you see that work inside of the club, when you see the team, when you're following the team as well, week by week, and then you can help a lot.
Yeah.
Other than that, you just helping.
But not entirely,
But
right?
not. You can't say entirely.
You need to be invested long term.
Even if you when you work with the player on this way, you can't entirely help him in a way that you can change things happening inside of the game. Because when the ball's starting, that's always decisions. They're always the movements. It's 11 against 11, and we don't know who's going to make mistakes. We don't know if he's going to run over there. We don't know if he's going to be fast enough to be there. I could analyze that after that, and I could tell him, you didn't be there. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. You couldn't open. You couldn't position yourself. But this is when things happen. Before that, you can just prepare him for the things, what can be happening and what could happen.
The possibilities,
Yeah, but I'm not a magician.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't have a magic wand and just say, listen, don't worry, you're going to be great.
Yeah.
I don't have
I mean,
that.
you're
I don't have that. But
Yeah.
it's easier to predict some things when you work in a daily basis or weekly basis.
when you know his patterns as well.
No, obviously, yeah. But for some period of time. They could be 2 years, could be 3 years, could be 4 years, could be 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, with some players I was working with for 10, 12 years, for 10, 12 years, So imagine that. That's a long period of time. It's not...
And he gets better results, right?
It's all 6 months. Yeah, of course, we have results, but...
Yeah. Would you say that a coach is necessary for each player?
The coaches...
A coach is necessary for each player, right?
No, it's not. For each player, it's not.
No?
But it's necessary to, from time to time, have someone who's going to be honest with you, who's going to tell you exactly what is wrong, what is right.
Yeah. Objectively.
And, yeah, but that's hard.
Yeah.
Because all of the players, they don't accept that. Most of them, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to see that. They want to hear that you're going to say to him, listen,
something
sorry,
negative.
this is not good. This is not right over there. They think they're right.
Do they come to their senses?
Some of them, they are,
Yeah.
But
Do they come back?
these days, the players, especially the players they reach the top levels or that good level, they're earning a lot of money,
Yeah. So they're a bit
even,
arrogant,
even if they are not
egotistic.
playing well, even if they are not performing well,
Yeah. They were just
Well,
saying,
they always just like looking at a bank account and they just go, that's my bank account. It's all right.
I don't care what you're
I don't
saying
care
to
what you're
me.
saying.
Yeah, I'll
Come
just
on,
find
I don't
someone who will
care.
say something positive.
I need someone
Yeah.
who's gonna
Positive culture.
tap me on my shoulder and
Yeah.
say it's
You're
great.
good.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're great. Don't
Go.
worry.
Yeah.
So they're hanging out or they're looking for some answers over there.
Yeah.
They're not gonna come to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mainly, and most of the players who I work with, they came when the things goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They are not came when the things are great.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
They came when the things falling down
Yeah.
and when the things don't working for them or they are not playing or things happening and they're not happy. How they have a treatment inside of the club, how the coach see them, and yes.
Well, it does say a lot about you and your coaching. I mean, your style. Like you're direct, you're honest, you're straightforward. You won't beat around the bush. You will say it as it is, whether it costs you a lot of things, which I admire about you. Yeah. But yeah, people nowadays find it hard to accept that.
Yeah.
And appreciate that.
Yeah. The thing is, that they're all things that you just like criticize them or it's all critics. It's not.
Yeah.
There's no critics.
Yeah.
Especially in football.
You're just giving them room for improvement.
Yeah, that's right. In football, there's no critics. You're always going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's normal.
We're human.
It's 11
we
are human beings,
Yeah.
It's 11 against 11. It's a one ball. And obviously, you're not a robot,
We never know where artificial intelligence will go to.
So everything's on a computer,
Online,
just put a program in. If you have that program, like a Y-Scout or Hoodle, and you can just write the name of the player and just everything goes, like 10 years, 12 years career.
Yeah, you have everything in one place.
All the informations. You have all the
game changer.
all the videos, everything you can have, So
Yeah. Would you say that because of that, the competition is higher?
No, I mean, football's changed, Football's changed. Like 20, 30 years ago, we didn't have what the players have now, and inside the clubs.
Also the resources. I mean, the
That's
money
what I'm
is
saying,
much
the
bigger.
resources and everything.
Than,
I mean, they have a lot of things. Now you have the people they involved inside of the clubs just for the first team, for the A team. You can have maybe in some class for 20, 25 people they involved to work with on day by day basis, And that's a lot, And they all can have their own personal coaching if they want, they want. They all can have their time that someone will be with him, help him with the injuries, help him with if he doesn't feel well, much more resources than we used to have, And obviously, everything is much better. And,
it speeds things up.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, that's a beautiful thing.
But it puts a lot of pressure as well. It is a beautiful thing, and it has a lot of things are easier now, but it's harder on the players, right? Because it's expected that you get back much sooner than before, right?
If the players know my time and how was it before, they will be so grateful
for having what they have.
For having this now, to be fair. But because they don't know how was it 20, 30 years ago, they're not,
But
they
that
can't, that all of a sudden,
but
what they have, they think it's not enough.
Yeah.
And
because they're impatient, because everything is coming to them very fast.
Yeah.
Would you say that this is, a generational thing? Also my generation. Would you say that we're just impatient and a bit spoiled because we don't know how it was back in your day?
Yeah, we could say that, but we don't know what's going to be in 10, 20 years or 30 years' time.
Exactly.
How the other kid's going to be, what's going to,
how is
what's going to happen.
Evolve? Yeah.
We don't know that. Are they going to be worse? Are they going to be better? Or what the life will give us, So
well, we will see.
How they're going to change us. I don't know.
Yeah, it will certainly.
Yep.
Okay, one last question. Do you have any advice for young players? How would you advise them to approach football without burning out and staying on track?
Yeah, the two words I always say, that's work hard and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if you work hard and you're not enjoying it, it's not gonna help you. If you work hard and enjoying what you're doing, and you're working hard, and you're putting your smile on your face, and you just say, I'll do more, I'll work more, I'll run more, I'll pass more, I'll shoot more.
Yeah, because it feels you when you enjoy it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll
yeah.
dribble more, and this is going to help you to go through or to become a professional player.
So in essence,
but
don't look at the end goal. Don't look at the outcome. Go to the game, enjoy it day by day.
Just do it, and just go day by day routine, and then just push yourself, but enjoy it.
Yeah.
And obviously, you need to be dedicated. You need to be disciplined. You need to be persistent in what you're doing. You need to, especially with the young players, you need to be patient as well. Because most of them, they're not patient, and they make a wrong move,
and they
wrong steps.
Stumble.
Well, they stumble, but I'm just saying, some of them they're lucky enough to get back on the track, for some time, or after some period of time. But dedicate yourself.
Commit yourself, right?
Yeah, obviously commit yourself. Yeah, that's right. Commit yourself. And believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself. Yeah. You need to believe in what you're doing, and you need to believe that you can reach that level, and then you can show yourself on that level, and that's about it. Obviously, the challenge is going to be a day by day, so you're never going to stop to challenge yourself. Or to challenge someone.
You should never stop.
No, I'm just saying
yourself.
to challenge. That's normal. That's natural way of get the game because you're playing against someone. You're playing against the opponent, and you need to be better than the opponent. So that's about it.
Yeah.
And if you want to be successful, you need to win the games.
Stay on track.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you, Dad.
Thanks, my beautiful daughter. Thank you. I'm enjoying it. I hope you just enjoy it as well. And
I did. We need to do this again.
I hope that the people will see me better. Or I'm not saying just on a sports way, or as a human. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they will.
As a dad, as a friend, as a kid, still in my head.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah.
Ciao.